Televiewers, good afternoon and thanks for joining us on this edition of the 1 p.m. English newscast on STV. Coming up, back to school 2017-2018, timid turnout of pupils and students in the Northwest region this second week of classes, and the ghost towns condemned by the government delegate to the Bamenda City Council and other officials are still being respected by the population in the far north region. Cameroonian troops urged to remain focused at the war front against terrorism in the Lake Chad Basin. Good afternoon once more and thanks for joining us on this edition of the 1 p.m. English newscast on STV. We kickstart this edition of the news in education and we take you to the Northwest region where the turnout of pupils and students in schools during this second week of classes is still very timid, and the ghost towns condemned by the government delegate to the Bamenda City Council and other officials are still being respected by the population. Betingwe presents the situation in Bamenda this second week of school resumption.
Ghost towns continue to mar school resumption in Bamenda, the capital city of the Northwest region. After all security measures taken by government to ensure that children go back to school with no fear, the turnout in most public and private institutions is still very low 1 week after school reopening, as most students and pupils are scared of the men in uniform placed along the streets and some on campuses in case of any uprising. Most parents, like this one, are yet to send their children to school. When asked why, this is what they had to say.
This is not the child's play here. There's no market where they sell children. We hear on a daily basis that schools, living places are being burnt down. Nobody would want to sacrifice a child. Those who are sending their children to school, I don't know. But when there is insecurity, we must be careful with our actions. Police is in some schools and enabling children to learn in, assorted dresses. That is not the color of the education that we have had before now.
In most of the schools visited, the reporter was asked not to take images, but she observed that few pupils were in class taking lessons, while others were returning to their homes after classes. Meanwhile, commercial activities were also grounded, as the usually busy hospital roundabout, Bamenda Food Market, and the main commercial street in the city were void of commercial activities, despite the numerous calls by the government delegate and other government officials to put an end to the practice.